Okay, so we have the breast of the duck, or the magret. A magret is just the breast of a duck that's been raised for foie gras. And they end up being quite large as the duck gets quite large in its last few weeks of being raised. So this one weighs about 1.33 pounds. Beautiful. But like all duck breasts, and especially the magret, there's quite a bit of fat. And that's fine. We're gonna render the duck breast now. We're gonna get most of that fat off. You can trim some of that if you want and add it to your pot of rendering fat if you have some of that. But I'm just gonna score it now, and we're gonna just render that in the pan. So the idea of scoring it now is we're gonna make a crosshatch through the skin and in the fat, but we want to avoid cutting into the meat at all. Okay, so this is going to help the fat render in a very low pan. So we just go across the fat, and you can see we're just cutting through the skin like that, but we're not cutting into the meat. Turn the duck, and we just go in the opposite direction, and we're going to get a nice, as the French say, quadrillage, or just a nice scoring of the duck like this. And this is really going to help render the fat when we put it in our pan here. It also makes a nice pattern on the fat, and as the skin crisps later on, it helps it get nice and crispy, all those little edges that we have. Okay, so now we just want to season the breast pretty liberally. Salt, pepper, okay, so now we're gonna start to render the duck breast on the stove. And I don't even have this pan on. I'm gonna turn it on right now. And so it's not really hot, and we're gonna put it on a very low flame, and we're just gonna put the duck breast in there. And now the idea is to melt the fat without cooking the meat. So we're gonna cook it over low heat to melt the fat. As the fat gathers in the pan, we're gonna pour it off into our vessel here that we can save. Again, you can add that to our rendered duck fat. Okay, so we're gonna get this going now, and we'll check back in 5 minutes or so and see what it looks like.